exciting week, biggest game of the year, and our biggest challenge of the year. And we'll have to play an outstanding game against this group. It's a very good football team. Watching these guys on film, they find a lot of different ways to win games. They've won games in a lot of ways this year, really the last couple of years. So, really got a tough challenge ahead. Offensively, they're big, really big up front. It all starts with their center. I think TJ is an outstanding player, and he kind of sets everything for them. Their quarterback, obviously, was probably the difference in the game last year. Just has the ability to make a lot of plays. He's a very good scrambler, has a good feel for the pocket. Can make the throws. But the thing that worries you about him is when he scrambles, a guy's coming out of coverage, because he finds it. He makes a lot of plays getting outside the pocket, and just a lot of plays off of just finding rush lanes. So he's the guy that we're going to have to do a much better job with than we did last year. If we're going to have a different result. And they got 3 wideouts that have gotten better and better and better. I think Ace Sanders is electric. He's the guy that's changed a lot of games for them, not just with the ball in his hands at receiver, but as a return man. He's been a difference maker for them. Same thing with Ellington. Both those guys are guys that they try to be creative in how they get the ball to them, because what they do best is run with it. And so we've got to do a great job of tackling those guys. 82 is the big tall guy that they'll throw it up to. And I'll tell you that the guys that you just keep seeing when you watch them are the tight ends. 87 has made some unbelievable plays this year. He has been a force for them offensively at some critical times this season. So he's a guy that you better know where he is and do a good job in coverage. And when 81 comes in there, he's not as big, but he can really run. He's athletic. So there's I think a very good group offensively, defensively, as good as anybody we play, as good as anybody we're going to play. They're as good as anybody's going to play. I mean, their defensive line is outstanding. Obviously, Clowney gets a lot of the headlines, and rightfully so. He is what he is. He's a special football player. But all those other guys can play too. Clowney gets part of the reason Clowney is able to have a lot of success. One, he's a dynamic player, but 2, those other guys are good players. So it's not like you can just ignore them. They're a really good group. Devin Taylor, he's like 7 feet tall. I think he grows an inch every year. He's been there forever. He's a good player. They rotate some guys inside. Corals 70 is big load inside. So very good front 7. The backers are smart, tackle well, they're physical. They challenge you in the secondary with their style of play. They want to be a one safety team. When you go against a one safety team, you got to make plays, and they challenge you to make plays. So you got to win some competitive matchups to be able to beat this group right here. And then they're very solid special teams, and obviously their return game has been very good, especially the punt return. Ace Sanders is. I mean, they've had him hemmed up. There's tapes against good people. They got him hemmed up, and somehow or another he gets out of there. So he's a guy that we're going to have to do a great job with. And again, I think we're a team that's been improving, and we're going to have to put it all together this week and play our best game. But I'm excited about it. It's a great week. It's Thanksgiving. We all got a lot to be thankful for, and it's a blessing just to be a part of this game and this week. And I'm excited to get out there Saturday night and hopefully play our best game, put our best foot forward. Nonetheless, it's a great opportunity, I think, for our state. I do think it's, this game is going to have a little bit more national appeal to it than maybe it has in years past. I think that's a positive, but we're looking forward to just trying to have a good practice today and just continue our just normal process of preparation and just trying to work on Clemson and try to keep getting better. Any questions?
How about the intangibles with the coach and his ability to call plays? You didn't address that when you're talking about their offense, and that's probably pretty
well. I mean, that's just part of it. I mean, I think that's just the result of good coaching. They do a good job, and he's proven over many years to be a good play caller. I don't think that's going to change. But again, they are what they are. They do what they do. We've got 11 games to study. They got 11 games to study. We are what we are. It comes down to execution. And play calls are good, but you have to execute the play calls. You got to win those matchups. And the big thing for us is coaching our guys up to be disciplined and react properly to what they see.
I think the biggest difference is looking back to last year and this year's Boyd's development, the fact that this is a runner, and then the offensive line's development, sort of comparing the dynamics of.
Well, we're a better team than we were last year. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that. Just we're a smarter team. I think that when you have a quarterback who really understands it, he's in year 2 of his development, you should do better. We've got good skill, and they're a little more mature than they were last year. Our offensive line has improved tremendously throughout the year, and they're playing with some confidence. We've got an outstanding running back, two, three running backs that have all made plays. Brandon Ford has stepped in and filled in nicely for Dwayne Allen. That's what really you want in your program. You lose a great player, you want who's the next guy to step up and have production, and that's what we've had. But I don't think there's any doubt Taj Boyd is in the difference for us. He's a much better quarterback than he was this time last year. He was a good player last year, but he wasn't a great quarterback. He's a much better quarterback, and that's one of the main reasons we're going to win.
Probably disagree with, I'm sure you disagree with the fact that a lot of fans would say that everything that's been accomplished this season will be for naught. You guys lose on Saturday. What's your response to this? Folks who make that sense?
I don't think that's sad. That's a sad way to think about things. I think people who say that, they have no appreciation for winning or how hard it is to win. And just that simple. I mean, it's hard to win 10 ball games. It's hard to do. People who say this, they just don't understand. They don't get it. Yeah, you be incredibly disappointed if you don't win this ball game. You're dang right, because it's not only the biggest game of the year, it's the most special. And you got to live with it all year. This is pride. This is state pride, and you live with it. Everybody lives with it. Coaches, players, fans. You lose this game, you have to deal with that. But to say that one game, so if we lost all those games and we were 0 and what are we right now? If we were 0 and 11, but we win this game, we had a great year. I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt that person would sign off on that. I always say nobody's happy unless you win them all, and that's our objective every year is to try to win them all, try to be the best we can be. And but I don't like that. All I want to do is play our best game Saturday night and see our guys compete relentlessly, and I can live whatever happens in football.
Are you gonna do anything different with special teams after the couple breakdowns you had last week?
Well, hopefully we'll do some things better. I mean, that's what I hope. We're going to do some things better.
Dabo, you mentioned the maturation of Boyd and the team from last year. Have you also matured as a coach from 3 years ago, 4 years ago to now? And if so, what area do you think you matured the most?
Can't you tell? I'm 43 today, Ron. I was 38 when I got thrust into this grease pit. I mean, absolutely. I mean, heck yeah, I've matured. I mean, I mean, I'm sure you're like 39 or 49 or something, but I mean, you know, to turn the question, are you a better reporter right now, a better journalist right now than you were 10 years ago?
Some people would question that.
Well, some people question a lot of things. There's always those people who question things, but I mean, you know, I think we all mature. I mean, I was a better player as a senior than a freshman. I was a better student my senior year in college than my freshman year in college. I'm a better husband 19 years into marriage than I was my first few years into marriage. I'm a better Christian now than I was when I first decided that was the path I wanted to go. I'm a better father 14 years into being a dad than I was when that little wheel showed up. I didn't have a clue. You know, so I think as you mature, you get better at it. And I'm a much better, much more mature coach. I just, you know, just because of experience, you know, just been through it, and I've had to handle a lot of different things and learn and grow, and I've worked hard at it. You know, I've studied. I'm always trying to improve. I'm never satisfied. I don't want our team to ever be satisfied. I don't want our coaches to ever be satisfied. We're always challenging ourselves to try to get better. And I think that's what the best of the best do. They always strive to get better. You know, when you're through improving, you're through. So, yeah, I'm 43 years old today, and I'm a wiser man than I was 4 years ago, that's for sure.
Is there one particular area in the management of the
I wouldn't say one particular area, just overall, you know, just really understanding. You know, a lot of my core things are exactly the way they were when I was an assistant. Those principles are exactly the same, but just the overall big picture of, you know, managing a program, managing people, and the way I want to do things, and, you know, planning, organizing, delegating. I mean, it's on and on and on. But it's certainly been a process. But yeah, certainly not less mature.
Aggravated, amused, or dismayed by the need to year-round pick from at you and the program from 100 miles down the road?
I don't, you know, this is not about me and Coach Spurrier. It's really not. I mean, some people may want to make it that way, but I'm not really comfortable with that. You know, I just want our guys to play great. I'm just trying to get first down this Saturday. But, you know, Coach Spurrier is an interesting guy, and we actually get along. I don't really ever have any, whenever we're around, we're very cordial. I don't really ever have a problem with him. But from time to time, you know, I don't think it's personal. It's just kind of how he's all, you know, it's not like he's just now, I mean, he's kind of got a long track record. That's just kind of who he is, and I think he likes to, you know, stir it up every now and then, but, you know, that doesn't have anything to do with the game.
So does that mean that you won't tell us what the NFL teams Alabama could be?
I don't think there'd be any of them, to be honest with you.
But you don't ignore it. I mean, you'll stand your ground and trade punches, verbal punches.
Well, I mean, if things cross the line, you know, then absolutely, I'm always defend myself and defend things I believe in. Defend Clemson and our players and program, absolutely. But you know, he took a shot at depth. Listen, I thought it was a pretty good comeback. That was pretty funny, I thought it was good. But listen, again, I got respect for Coach Spurrier, as I should. He's been doing this a long, long time. He's had a lot of success. I don't really pay much attention to what's going on up there, to be honest with you. I'm focused on Clemson, and this program. I've never been a guy that tries to compare us to other people and worries about what, I just want to be the best that we can be. And my focus is 100% on this program, the people in this program, and just trying to continue to get better. It really is.
What's it like being able to play this game at home? Is it an advantage to you think, or because it's a rivalry game, y'all have a lot of people here? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, it's a rivalry game, and they all say throw everything out or whatever, but I think it's always an advantage when you play that bad. Absolutely. That's just, it's an advantage when they play at their home. Anywhere you go, I think when you have a great home environment, it's a positive for you. It's certainly not negative.
Coach, when you talk about, Spurrier likes to have fun with his jabs, how important is it for you then to win this game knowing he's going for the all-time wins record at Carolina and 4 straight against you? This would sort of maybe keep him silent for a year, or at least for a little bit.
All-time wins record, I didn't know that. A little more pressure on there, huh? Again, it's not about me, and it's not about Coach Spurrier. This is about the game. This should be about the players playing the game in between the lines. That's where the focus needs to be. And all I can tell you is it's important for us to finish strong. That's our only objective, is to try to play our best game and finish a great season the right way, and to try to get to 11-1. That's our focus. Simple as that.
Do they tend to be more aggressive as a defense because they do the one safety thing? Does that?
They tend to be more aggressive because they can, because they got guys who can do it. Anybody can be aggressive. We've had a few people try to be aggressive that probably shouldn't have been. All right, anybody can try to be aggressive, but not everybody can hold up. At least this group here can. They're just incredibly talented. This is a team that defensively has been pretty doggone special the last few years, and not much has changed this year. A lot of experience, and they're athletically capable of challenging you, and so you have to win those competitive matchups, whether it's up front, linebacker, or receiver DB. That's why, because they feel like they can get pressure on the quarterback and they can hold up.
Coach, how bad does your senior class want this game, knowing they haven't beaten Clemson haven't beaten South Carolina since they left here?
Well, that's important to them, of course. This senior group's accomplished a lot of things, man. Listen, it's a long list of things that this group has accomplished, a long list. But the one thing they hadn't gotten done, they have not beaten South Carolina. And the list of things they haven't gotten done is very short, but that's a biggie for them, and it'd be a great way for them to finish their Clemson career here at home with a win over these guys. There's no doubt about that.
In August, I was trying to get a sense on who you might find as a playmaker defensively, and it was Summer Levinson. Coach Bennett was part, but you threw out Vic Beasley, and it's beginning to manifest. What's his upside at that position once he learns how to play?
Well, that's part of the beauty of being the head coach is, when you are an assistant coordinator, you're so tunnel vision and you're so dialed in, and that's the great thing about being a head coach and being able to see the big picture and see some things sometimes from a different perspective. And, Vic was a frustrating guy to the staff because he's not really fully committed, to being a great player. And I think part of it was just, him not really being sure of his identity, not really being sure of, hey, this is really what I'm supposed to do. He came here, he was just an athlete, he was a running back. We put him at tight end, he really hadn't played tight end. A lot to learn there with redshirting. Well, then I moved him to linebacker, and it wasn't a great fit early, and he was struggling. There was a lot to learn. There was a lot of this and that. And again, just got this great athlete, really just kind of wandering, and moved him to the end, because the one thing that was quickly recognizable was, hey, this guy can, man, he can come off the edge. And so, but he did not have a skill set for that. I mean, he just, so he had to spend all last year really, he's never done that, and really just learning and developing fundamentally and technically. And again, though, I don't think he was fully committed. He's a great kid, and I don't have any problems with him, but just not sure he was truly all in and sold that, hey, this is my future, this is good, you know. But I just kind of challenged him to say, just let's try this, and then we'll go from there. You know, we really needed him to step up, because obviously we coming into the season, there was major concern at that position, and not much depth or experience. And you know, I think the fact that he's been able to have some success, and it's just like the light has come on for him. And now I think he feels like he has an identity. I think he feels like that, okay, I don't have to be Malachi Good or Tavares or Corey Crawford. I can just be Vic Beasley. I've got my own skill set, and I just need to create my own niche. And so I think he's really bought into that. He's having fun. I think he sees now that, all right, this is what Coach has been talking about, and you know what, I do have an opportunity here. And I think he's bought in. And so he's become much more engaged, because he's a smart kid. And it's been fun to watch him mature, but his upside is tremendous. You know, he's pound for pound as strong as anybody got on the team. I mean, he is a weight room phenom. And but he needs to be, he doesn't have to be 260. But he needs to be 240, 245. And I don't think he really worked to put that kind of weight on. He's 227 right now, but he needs to be 240, 245. And he'll play 265 because of his explosive power. I mean, again, the guy's got 8 sacks. And put that in perspective. What was it?
252 plays he's
Yeah.
averaging 1 every 31, and Powers averaged 1 every 44.
And he led the country. So, I mean, I think for a young player that's learning a new craft and really starting to settle into, this is my role on this football team and how I can impact games, I think his future's bright. I really do. And he's got 2 more years. He's long, and he's a tough matchup guy, especially again as he figures it out. And I think he'll be a much better factor, because he's not bad in the run game. But right now, some of those big old guys get their hands on him. But I think that his strength is what is saving him right now. But as he bulks up just a little bit, I think he'll be a much more of a factor, on normal downs. And but I'm really proud of him. He's been a guy that has. We've had a lot of guys like that. Vic Beasley, Tavares Barnes, Rod McDowell, Brandon Ford, DJ Howard, guys that David Beasley. Guys that have emerged and stepped up, Gary Peters, for this football team in a big way this year. And and so in the future, he's probably going.
Can you evaluate the linebackers from say this year to last year? Because it seems like there's been improvement, and especially in terms of containing young quarterbacks and being mobile guys.
Yeah. Well, just a little difference in the system. First of all, they're obviously much more experienced. Jake's a 50-year senior. Been playing a lot of ball. Chewy's a 4th-year junior. Been around a lot of ball. Stefan's in his 2nd year. Quandon is in his 4th year. So these guys, we've just taught one role. Now, the last half of the season, we've been cross-training him and really teaching him. He's played some safety, but we've asked him, hey, here's your job, and this is the spot we want you to learn. And so he's done a good job with that. But, not quite as complex as we were last year. Some carryover and some similar things, but from a package standpoint, a little bit simpler. And I think that's helped us just to play, especially with the youth up front that we've got. And, good competition. Brett's done a fantastic job with it. But we're much better We're much better overall as a front seven right now, for sure, than we were when we came into this thing at the beginning of the year.
Kind of off topic for a moment, what's your take on this stuff with Maryland yesterday making a move?
Really don't really have a lot of comment on it. Caught me off guard. I didn't know anything about it. Just kind of a little bit of a surprise, but not a shocker, to be honest with you. I mean, this is, who knows anymore in college football? You just have no idea. But for me, I just keep my head down. I'm trying to get a first down. If we can get two, it'd be great. Then we're making some progress. And try not to punt that ball at number one. That's really all I'm worried about. But I heard about it and just didn't see that coming. But not shocked. I mean, really not. Not shocked about it. In the college football landscape that's out there. But again, I don't get too caught up in it because I'm just trying to just do my job and make this the best program that it can be. And we go from there.
Are you in any way at all surprised that Taj hasn't gotten more run nationally?
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with all y'all. I mean, the guys, I don't know of a quarterback playing better in the country than Taj Boyd. I know I'm biased, and I know I haven't studied every player, but I know who they are. And I can't imagine a guy that's meant more to his team than Taj Boyd or his play. This guy's got 33 touchdown passes. And how many's he rushed for? 8. He's got 41 touchdown passes, 41 touchdowns. It's incredible how he has played. Incredible, the leadership that he's displayed. We're a 10-1 football team. And, I see some of the guys they talk about, and I'm like, wow. I wouldn't trade my guy for any of them. I'm just telling you. You can tell me I can have any of them. I'm keeping the one I got. So, but I don't know. Maybe they'll figure it out one of these days. This guy's a special player. He's a winner. He is a winner. That's just the bottom line. He was a winner in high school. He's a winner here. He has fun. He's fun to be around every day. He's always got a smile on his face. He makes big plays. He's made some throws. We just come to get used to it right here. Oh, no big deal. 20-yard stop route to the field on a rope. That's no problem. It's just like it's easy. He makes it look easy. He's a special player. He really is, and I'm really proud of him. But he'll get his time. He'll get his time. Sooner or later, people start paying attention. But right now, he's having a lot of fun. And I wouldn't trade him for anybody out there. Anybody. I wouldn't trade Josh Ford for.
You think he went over to South Carolina would give him that attention that he deserves?
I don't know. Because he's done some things all year that are mind-boggling to me, and he's still kind of overlooked a little bit. But it really doesn't matter. He don't care. He knows what he's doing. He knows this team knows how valuable he is. And but certainly, the more he wins, the more people don't take notice, and especially when you have a stage like you're going to have Saturday night. But he's played well on all those stages this year. He played great down there in Tallahassee. He played just great things. But obviously a big win and a great performance by him would enhance his maybe national exposure. But I know this we like him around here.
Yeah, but why do you think more of the top recruits in the state have decided to remain in the state versus earlier in the decade, 90s, and more things were going out of state?
Better opportunities at the in-state programs. South Carolina's done an excellent job. Clemson's done an excellent job. We've got great facilities. They got great facilities. They've won. We've won. That's just both schools put a huge emphasis on this state. Obviously, there's never really a ton of guys, but we've done a good job. Both schools recruiting and keeping the majority of these guys here, and I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's bad at all.
I think you built better relationships with
the high school coaches and with your staff that's with them?
I mean, that's for other people to say, but I know we work hard at it. I mean, we work really hard at recruiting and recruiting the right way. We work hard at doing it right and treating people right and trying to develop those relationships, being honest. I mean, we work hard at that. I definitely think that, and then I think, you know, the type of people that you have on your staff, that's huge. And we got a great staff, a great group of guys that know how to recruit and that work really hard at it. Jeff Scott's been tremendous as a recruiting coordinator, and we've just developed, you know, again, a lot of relationships out there. But I think the main thing is Clemson has become a great place to go. You know, you can come to Clemson and achieve every dream you got. You can win a championship at Clemson. You know, you can go to BCS Bowl at Clemson. You can go to the NFL at Clemson. You can get a top 10 education at Clemson. You know, you can meet your wife at Clemson. You can do everything here at Clemson. There's nothing you can't do here. And I think guys, they see that. And what a place to go to school. Incredible environment. And South Carolina has done a good job. And same thing, you know, they've shown, hey, all right, look, they've won the East. They've invested in facilities down there. You know, they've created opportunities for young people. So I think that's what they see. They see, hey, we don't have to go to here. We got great opportunity right here. And you know, listen, they're very different. Clemson and South Carolina are very different, and you know, South Carolina's not for some guys. They're drawn more to Clemson, and vice versa. Sometimes there's just guys more drawn to South Carolina. It's not that they don't like one or the other. You know, I mean, Clowney was a perfect example. Marcus Lattimore, a perfect example. They recruited the heck out of them guys. Didn't get them. At the end of the day, I think they just felt like that was where they liked those schools, just more comfortable in that environment. And that's, everybody's got to make their own decisions. But we've had a lot of success in this state, and so have they. And again, I just think it's a product of just both programs improving.
Dabo, with regard to the ACC stature right now, what are your thoughts when you see multiple two-loss teams ahead of one loss at Florida State, one loss Clemson and BCS?
I think that's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. You know, I think that, and I couldn't have said this at the beginning of the year, but where we are right now, I think we can play with anybody. Anybody. You know, I'd love to play Notre Dame. Lord, have mercy, I would love to play Notre Dame. You know, but and anybody, and whoever. I think that this team, where we are right now, is at a point where they're good enough to line up and play with anybody. And it's not like we've just been barely beating people. You know, this team has improved. This team has played with great effort and passion and togetherness. And I think right now, at this point, they're as good as anybody out there. I mean, it's a coin toss right now. And I'm proud of our team, but you know, I don't think teams with two losses should be in front of a Clemson or Florida State. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But you know, some of that's perception, some of that's the result of some of the teams you play not having as good a year. You don't control that. You know, that stuff's year to year. All you can do is line up and just try to be the best that you can be. And but I know if we finish strong, Florida State finishes strong, we'll be fine. And if we can continue to put consistency together as a program, then I think the perception changes a little. And you know, we're kind of the new kid on the block, or the old kid coming back to the block, whatever. You know, we hadn't really been in that party very much. And so, you know, I get it. We got to earn it. I don't. You know, I mean, I think I voted as 5th or 6th this week. That's probably about where we should be. You if we can, again, can finish and be consistent as a program, and we'll be relevant.
And what are your thoughts about that being a factor, having to put several successful seasons together before you earn that? Shouldn't it be based on this single season?
Yeah, but I think when you got 10 teams that are kind of all the same, that becomes a factor. I mean, hey, Alabama's got one loss. Them suckers have won the national championship last couple of years. And we look at the consistency that Oregon has had. So again, we really hadn't been in that group, and was that kind of the next step for us. And that's just the way it is. It's what you got to do. You got to earn it. Nobody gonna give you nothing. If you want to be one of those elite programs, then you have to consistently perform at that level. And that we can have, we've already had a great year. If we finish strong with what we did last year, put another good year together next year, then all of a sudden you're one of those teams that everybody's thinking about. The writers, because they're like, well, you just count on Clemson to be there. Like right now, you can just count on Alabama. They're going to be there. They've been very consistent. And when it's kind of all even. Now, if you separate yourself, you got to give Notre Dame credit. They're the last man standing right now. Are they the best team in the country? I don't know. Who knows? But they earned it, and they should be there. They've separated from the pack. So, that's just the way it is. And I voted them number one because I don't know if they're the number one team in the country, but they've earned it, and they've separated. All the rest of them, you can make a case all across the board. But I don't. But of the one-loss teams that are out there right now in that upper tier, I don't think there should be a 2-loss team in front of any of them. I think that's a joke.
Kind of like an injury hit, inconsistent year for your defensive secondary. How important has Meeks been to kind of?
Meeks has had a good year. He's been very, very consistent. I didn't think he played good last week. I thought Hall and Brewer played great. We're going to need a great performance from all those guys in their last performance here at home. But Meeks has had a heck of a year. He's really helped himself. He's going to be a good pro. And I'm going to miss him. He's a lot of fun to coach, a lot of fun to be around every day. We kid each other all the time. He was my first recruit, Meeks was, and pretty neat. We'll always have that bond.
I know you've probably addressed this 100 times, but can you go over once again the contributions Dalton Freeman has made?
Man, I have. I've said many times he's like the 10th coach on my staff. He's just off the charts. He's a great player. Oh my gosh, what a great player! But his intangibles, his will to win, his character and integrity, his leadership, toughness, his football IQ. All those things. It's hard to replace a guy like that. And what a great family. Coach Freeman, his mom. They're just great people. And he has been just a cornerstone of our program as we built it the last 4 years. He was one of those guys that was one of those, when I got this job, was a redshirt freshman sitting there going, what have I gotten myself into? And what's this thing going to look like? And now 4 years later, he's leading here one more conference games than any senior group in Clemson history. He's played more snaps than any player in the history of this program. Back-to-back 10-win seasons. It's incredible, and it's so good to see a guy like that be able to go out in a strong manner, and that's why you want to see him finish the deal this week. I'd love nothing more than to see a guy like Dalton Freeman be able to, add that to his resume, if you will. Because that's really, he's done about everything you do, and that's about one of the things he's yet to accomplish. So I know that's important to him. He's just been a rock for us.
Anything else?
Hi.